A barefoot Italian Franciscan friar in the southern Italian town of Osimo in the high country of the central Italian Apennines knelt to pray in front of an almond tree on the cool, clear afternoon of the 10th of July, 1657. He gave a small cry. According to the sworn depositions of his Capuchin traveling companions and several local Osimo townspeople present, he rose from the road and was found in the canopy of the almond tree, approximately 30 meters up, kneeling on a single slender branch near the top. He remained there for approximately half an hour. The branch, according to the depositions, swayed only as it would have swayed for a small bird. He had done this before. He would do it again. He had done it more than 70 distinct times, witnessed in total by thousands of named witnesses over the previous 20 years, before audiences ranging from peasant laborers to the Spanish ambassador to the Holy See to the Lutheran Duke of Brunswick to Pope Urban VIII. His name was Giuseppe Maria Deza. He was born on the 17th of June, 1603, in a small, whitewashed stone and clay rural Italian peasant farming house in the small Italian Apulian agricultural village of Cupertino in the high country of southern Apulia in southern Italy. He was a slow child by ordinary measures. The Franciscan order of Friars Minor Conventual had nearly turned him away as too intellectually slow to be ordained a Catholic priest. He worked the stables of their friary at La Gratella, outside Cupertino, for 3 years before they let him take orders. He was ordained a Catholic Franciscan priest in 1628 at the age of 25. By the standards of his Catholic Franciscan order, he was, until the recorded levitations began the following year, a perfectly ordinary southern Italian peasant friar. The canonization process opened by the Catholic Church after his death in 1663 collected sworn depositions describing more than 70 distinct named levitations witnessed in total by thousands of named witnesses. The records are very specific about the heights and the named witnesses. At the conventual Franciscan Friary of La Gratella, outside Cupertino, the friars were raising a stone Calvary. The largest of the 3 stone crosses was 36 feet long. 10 named laborers could not lift it. According to the sworn testimony of all 10 named laborers and the friary's 8 resident named Catholic Franciscan friars, Joseph rose from the friary gate, was carried over their heads, raised the 36-foot stone cross as easily as if it were a length of straw, and dropped it into its prepared foundation hole. Witnessed, documented miracles every week. If you want next week's, subscribe. In the autumn of 1645, the Spanish ambassador to the Holy See in Rome, Don Juan Alfonso Enriquez de Cabrera, 9th Admiral of Castile, came to the Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi with his wife and 12 named members of his diplomatic delegation. According to the sworn deposition of the Admiral, of his wife, and of the 12 diplomatic delegation members, in the Basilica nave, Joseph fixed his eyes on a statue of the Virgin Mary on a high altar at the far end of the nave and was carried, in the words of the Admiral's later sworn statement, over the heads of the gathered crowd directly to the foot of the statue. In the spring of 1649, the Lutheran Duke John Frederick of Brunswick, then making the grand tour through Italy, attended one of Joseph's masses at the conventual Franciscan Friary of Assisi. He saw what he saw. 2 years later, in 1651, in front of Joseph at the same friary, the Duke of Brunswick was received into the Catholic Church. Pope Urban VIII witnessed one of the levitations in private audience in Rome. The Pope publicly remarked that if Joseph died during his pontificate, the Pope himself would testify at the canonization. Joseph of Cupertino died at the conventual Franciscan Friary of Osimo on the 18th of September, 1663, aged 60. The canonization tribunal opened formally in 1668. It collected and read the sworn depositions for 96 years. He was beatified in 1753 by Pope Benedict XIV and canonized in 1767 by Pope Clement XIII. The Catholic Church declared him the patron saint of pilots and astronauts in the early 20th century. The depositions of the Canonization Tribunal are preserved and on file today at the Capuchin General Archive in Rome and at the Vatican Apostolic Archive. Among them are signed sworn statements by an admiral, a German duke, 2 popes, 6 Italian cardinals, and several thousand named laborers, friars, and peasants. The conventual Franciscan Friary at Osimo is still open. The almond tree on the road to Osimo is still on the same road. The depositions are still in the Capuchin General Archive in Rome and the Vatican Apostolic Archive. They have been open to scholars since the 18th century. You can read them. Witnessed, documented, inexplicable.